true. Let me turn to the national anthem, and the one thing that bothers me about this, and I grew up a sports nut and a basketball fan, and I know that in the '90s, Chris Jackson did a protest, and he said, I'm Muhammad Abdul Rauf, I protest this, whatever, and he got suspended for one game, and that was the end of that. Now we've somehow turned this into an anti-Trump movement. Like, no one really knows even what they're protesting anymore. Is there a way to really come back from all this, or do we just continue to do our thing and let the financial negative impact of the NFL speak for itself?
Yeah, I use that basketball example in the book as what the NFL should have done with Kaepernick once he started this protest. They should have just said, knock it off or you're gone. Like President Trump said, you're fired. Whether the NFL can come back from this, I'm not sure. They've had 2 years of double-digit ratings drops. They have an active boycott movement. They've tried to deal with it, kind of fumbling around. First they ignored it, then they did this $10 million social justice program, which is really a new grievance bureaucracy that they're going to have to deal with that will only perpetuate the problem. Okay, but fine, they don't know that yet. And then they tried to ban it, but the players' union got upset, and it's just a thing. The only way they're really going to solve it is say, look, if you kneel, if you protest, you're fired, period. You're out of the game. They won't do that. They're not strong enough willed to do that. So fine. They're just destroying this beautiful thing called pro football that was built in an all-American image. They're allowing these radicals to hijack it. And that's all anyone's going to talk about. So until they wrap their mind around the business consequences of this, which is fewer fans, no revenue, TV ratings in the dumper, they're not going to get it together. And if they just fired somebody, then it would end.
We're talking with Dr. James Robbins about his brand new book, Erasing America, and it is truly tremendous, folks. And if you need a resource to kind of catch yourself up on some of the different things, some of the different assaults from the left, and if you need to understand, and this I think is an essence of the book, and if you need to understand the difference between liberalism and leftism, the shift and the define, Dave Rubin did a video on this, and many of us have shifted using that language. The book really does, even though it's not a theme that Dr. Robbins is using, it is the message that he's giving you. He's giving you an explanation of where people come down on this that will tell you how liberal or left your friend or relative or even you are. It is incredible. And